Good evening, folks. Oh, rats. Well, that sucks. Can everybody hear me? Oh boy, let's see. Good evening, Tino. Good afternoon, y'all. Good afternoon, Ghostly. Good to see everyone. I'm riding in the car with my what's up, Pyre MC? Riding in the car with my new friend, or in my RV rather, with my new friend, my new road dog. I haven't named him yet. Hey, where are you going? Here, you guys gotta look at him before he's made himself quite at home. There he is right there. There he is right there. This dog is stinky. Oh my gosh. Stinky, 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 stinky. He's got the whole RV stunk up. And I don't have any water. I ran out of water, so I can't wash him until I get home. And it's so bad. It's so bad that I don't smell him anymore. So that means the whole RV is stinky. And I've gotten used to his stinky smell. I might name him Stinky. I don't know what to name him. He was wandering around aimlessly in a rest stop yesterday, just going from car to car looking for his master. And so I got the impression that he was abandoned. And so here he is. But he knows cars, he knows furniture, he knows beds, he knows towels, he knows he's not supposed to be stinky because he keeps rubbing himself all over my carpets and my oh my goodness, and my towels. I don't have a clean towel in the place. He has got fleas all over him, flea bitten. Poor thing. Look at him. He just keeps scratching them fleas. We're gonna get them fleas off you, baby boy. Don't worry. We're gonna get you all cleaned up. We're gonna get you some shots. Yeah, we're gonna get you fixed up. I promise you that. How about it do? How about a cut? I think he does need a haircut. What's up, Chosen Few Lucky? What's up? 36 Nation. Much love and respect to you. Maybe I'm the lucky one, Charles. Maybe I'm the lucky one. What's up, Wild Bunch MC? I got your email. I just been traveling. I haven't had a chance to answer it. Let's see. What is the blanks is that? Oh, Big Cell. Yeah, Big Cell. There was a dog running around the rest stop. You know, what was I gonna do? You know, I didn't want him, but he's mine now. Even though he tried to bite me 2 times yesterday. So, Big Cell, thanks for tuning in. Much love and respect to you, brother, and the FHO movement. and all of my blessings and great wishes for continued success with the FHO movement. And I'm so proud of you for moving your radio program forward, staying true to what it is that you know, and for all of the things you did to make that race happen, you and your partner. You guys did an amazing job. You pulled it off. You brought street racers together with professional racers. That doesn't get done often, doesn't happen often. A lot of times the professional guys feel a little bit too lofty to come down and hang out with the street racer guys. But you brought it together. You brought the pros together with the regular folks, and you brought people from all over the country, West Coast, East Coast, famous racers. Everybody got paid. You kept your word. You and Gaddafi, you did your thing. Y'all did y'all's thing. So I am so very proud of you, and I definitely will promote everything you do as hard as I can, because we need more folks like you. And one thing people say is one thing Big Cell has often said is, it's not whether or not it's successful or what other people would call successful or anything like that. It's, do you have the gonads to get out here, establish a dream, establish a goal, set up the priorities to make it happen, and then get about the business of doing it. Do you have what it takes to try? And so many people don't have what it takes to try. And I'm so proud of Big Cell for not only trying but succeeding. So Big Cell, FHO Atlanta GA, HNIC, Fast Harleys only. Shout out to you, bro. So, Scruffy has gone back there to lay down and stink up my couches. Oh my goodness, how am I going to fumigate this place? I need anybody that knows about that to please inbox me. Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com is my email address, and tell me how to defumigate dog, if you don't mind, especially stray dog. Am I just getting home? Yeah, I'm 2 hours from home now. Say, man. Much love on the MC set. See y'all soon somewhere. So, man, there was a lot that happened that I'm going to talk about. Hopefully, I would really like to do a show with Big Cell. And one of the things we want to talk about is what happened during the roundup, and that's something I want to talk about. And getting venues for black shows and events, how difficult it still is to this day, and what can be done. I think that would be one hell of a discussion. But today's discussion is going to be about duties of the motorcycle club secretary, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. I don't think I've done a video on that before, so I was thinking about what video I might do. What's up, Tino Reeves? How many books have you already written? I'd really love to buy them. I've got Prospects Bible, how to prospect for a traditional motorcycle club, Prospects Bible for women, or for women's motorcycle clubs. I've got the Public Relations Officer's Bible. I've got the Sergeant at Arms Bible. In September, the President's Bible will be out. And if you want to buy this President's Bible now, you can buy it for half price. Send me $15, and in September I'll send you the President's Bible And you can send $15 to my PayPal, jbunchii@aol.com. Just go to PayPal and send money, jbunchii@aol.com. The rest of the books are available on Amazon and Kindle. And Prospects Bible will be available as an audiobook soon. I just built my soundproof room, and I'm getting ready to do Prospects Bible as an audiobook, and then every other one of my books will also follow as an audiobook. I'm getting ready to launch an iPod, a podcast soon. So I'll have a podcast for my truckers that are driving and listening to me across the country. Do I ever come to Massachusetts? I was just in Massachusetts not too long ago, and yes, I go there. Now you guys know you can, I'll come and talk to you at your event or something like that. Give me a call and we'll talk about that. Okay, so that was the housekeeping. Let me see, anybody else talking to me? Dragon Smoke. Call him Brimstone. Brimstone. Oh, hold on, Dragon Smoke, I lost you. Whoa, stay on the road, stay on the road, stay on the road. Okay, let's see. Call him Brimstone since he smells. Does Brimstone smell? I like that. Brimstone. That is a cool. The easiest way to is to set it on me. Huh? Easiest way is to set it on fire. Set it on fire? But hey, that's just me. You mean set the dog on fire? Big Cell. Big Cell is not an animal person like the rest of us. Set it on fire. Big Cell said we definitely need to speak on it. I think we do. Good evening. Hey, Black Dragon. Yeah, I do come to Massachusetts. I will. Okay. All right. So we can start talking about the subject at hand. The secretary. So the motorcycle club secretary is a very traditional position. In a traditional MC, you have president, vice president, secretary, sergeant at arms, and road captain, and those are your senior officers. Now, in today's MCs, you will see business manager and treasurer, and now you're starting to see the public relations officer. A lot of traditional motorcycle clubs absolutely refuse to acknowledge those as being officer positions. Some think of them more as collateral duties or something you would give a member, but not particularly a position that deserves officer status. You'll see that out there. But it is definitely an officer position or rather secretary is definitely part of the 5 original officer positions that you would see in a traditional motorcycle club. And elements of the secretary's job have been distributed in new clubs, such as the business manager maybe, or even the public relations officer. And some of the times there is a misconstruing or a miscommunication or a lack of understanding as to what the secretary's job is. And so sometimes you'll find PROs that are essentially doing the secretary's job, thinking that it's their job. But truly the PRO and the secretary are 2 very distinct positions. A secretary can do a PRO's job all day long, but a PRO is not a secretary. Just so you know that. Please tell me that you didn't You didn't boo-boo, did you? Please tell me. You did. Are you flatulating, dog? Please just be flatulating. Okay? If you don't mind, we'll pull over up here, I promise. So, anyway, let's see here. Okay, I was just checking. People are still typing to me. Am I coming to Florida soon? Maybe. People are saying hi to you, Big Cell. All right, so the secretary in the old days, in the traditional MC, when I came in, the secretary was a very powerful position, third in line, third down from the presidency. And the secretary is not like a lot of people think. It's like this secretary whose job it is to run behind people and write notes and take messages and things like that. The secretary is truly the communication arm of the MC, especially when it comes to communication back and forth between MCs. A lot of PROs think that's their job, communication between the MCs and passing out party flyers. In my book, Public Relations Officer's Bible, we talk about the job of the PRO as managing the reputation of the club. In my book, Secretary's Bible, which is yet to come out, we'll talk about the job of the secretary. The duties of the secretary is communication, the communication club to club, between the clubs, keeping the communication lines open. And in my day, the secretary would actually, in the meetings, read correspondence and bulletins and flyers that came from other motorcycle clubs to us. There used to be a communication that happened between allied clubs and brother clubs and even clubs that were enemies, and that communication went through the secretary. So the secretary would get a letter or a bulletin or a flyer, and then they would read that in the meeting and then take that flyer and put it up. In the old days, we had a big bulletin board in the clubhouse, and you would paste that on or thumbtack it onto the bulletin board and for as long as it was appropriate, and then when that time passed, then the secretary would take it down and put something else up. So the secretary was responsible for recording the club's agenda, where the club was going to be, when it was going to be places, and communicating that between all the members within the MC. So the secretary was a communications officer within the MC, as well as a communications officer between the MCs. And the secretary was the one who would get the information out about when and where clubs were doing things for charity or whatever, made sure that those flyers and things were developed and were passed out between the clubs. The secretary also has a function in Robert's Rules of Orders, or what we call parliamentary procedure. The president or the secretary has a function within the club meetings. And this is where a lot of people think that, okay, well, it's just a secretary and they just take notes. In the club meetings, a secretary is responsible for documenting the procedural agenda that happens in a motorcycle club meeting. Whether it's a special meeting, an election, or a regular meeting, or a committee meeting, the secretary documents what's going on in the meeting. And so that's where a lot of people think the secretary is a note taker, but actually the secretary is a historian. who documents the history of what is taking place. For instance, the secretary makes sure that the roll call is documented. So when the roll is called, the secretary makes sure that the people that the roll is that are there, those people's names are on the call sheet. The secretary makes sure that old business is recorded and new business is recorded. Motions are recorded, and the secretary also makes sure that motions that have been recorded are acted upon within the specified amount of time that the bylaws say that they have to be acted upon. For instance, if your bylaws say a motion must be brought to the floor and then seconded, and then once that motion has been seconded and then enough members carry that motion so the motion is approved, then that motion must be acted upon within 2 meetings. Maybe your bylaws say that. So the secretary is the one that has recorded that and is watching that on the clock, saying, we're on our second calendar meeting. Why have we not handled this? So this is just some of the stuff that the secretary does. And sorry, I'm getting passed by an 18-wheeler here. Well, I always want to give those guys a good wide berth. So the secretary is also responsible for recording special meetings, like maybe a disciplinary meeting where someone's colors are being snatched. The secretary would be the one to make sure that the charges that the sergeant at arms is going to present, based on the charges that have been drawn up, the sergeant at arms would run that document through the secretary to make sure that it is proper and written properly and executable according to the bylaws and according to the precise language. And then the secretary will be the one that's recording the sanctions, like maybe 2 weeks suspension or $1,000 fine or whatever the case may be, suspension for a year or a hardship. The secretary is also going to communicate direct messages from the president that are written. Now, in a club with a PRO, maybe the PRO is doing that, and maybe the PRO would be responsible for, well, the PRO would definitely be responsible for club to public messages. But we'll talk about the PRO. Right now we're talking about the secretary. How you be? Love the videos and the insight. Can't put a price on the knowledge. Thank you. Man, I wish we could put a price on the knowledge, and I wish I could get that price. But it's good enough to be listened to. An old man gets to ramble and people listen, and that is a blessing that not very many old men get. So I thank you guys for listening and giving me a purpose. Keep making the videos and keep keeping the weight down. Well, we're doing more videos than weight keeping down, but we're getting to it. So the secretary is a strong administrative figure. The secretary is the communicator, the documenter, the historian, the recorder, the adjudicator of the club's history, the club's agenda, the club's goals, the club's special meetings and committees. The secretary's got his finger on the pulse of all of that. In that capacity, the secretary is also considered a senior officer. The top 3, which is also known as the executive committee. So the secretary is a knowledge center that knows what's happening within the MC and has his pulse on the MC. In many cases, the secretary will take up what we call collateral duties. If you don't have a treasurer, you may find the secretary doing that. If you don't have a business manager, you might find the secretary doing that. And the secretary definitely, in the absence of a PRO, is responsible for the club's image and messaging to the outside world, like police departments, the mayor. You know, I remember when the city of San Diego was going to attempt to shut down. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Holy moly! Did you hear that? The roads are jacked up. It's because these 18-wheelers drive in this right-hand lane and tear it up. Let's switch over to the next lane. Holy moly. Okay, so in a traditional club, a secretary does the duties of a PRO. So there is no PRO in a traditional club. In many traditional clubs, there is no PRO at all. Like, I don't think you'll find them in many 1%er clubs at all. And the PRO is actually a very hated position by a lot of traditional motorcycle clubs that refuse to acknowledge the existence of a PRO. But somebody is going to be doing public relations. Now, the head person that is the person that represents the club in public, of course, is the president. But in a club that has a PRO, the PRO's responsibility is to, like any other officer, is to assist the president and keep him straight and keep him on track, because that's their area of expertise. In the absence of a club, in the absence of a PRO, that's something that the secretary did in the old clubs. The secretary, since the secretary was the communicator, the secretary was the messenger, the messaging person, and that was your writer. And that was the person that would help the president with club speeches and things like that. I thought you had square tires for a minute. They were sounding real square. You know, someone told me about I saw this on an RV channel, which is like this YouTube channel, tells you how to do your RV life. And they said every time you drive an RV, it's a house that's going through hurricane force winds and earthquake, like a 2 or 3 level earthquake, or maybe even a level 4 every time you take it somewhere. And this time I took it to the Roundup, and I have a glass display trophy case back there, and all the glass fell down. The roads were so bad, and it just never dawned on me that I would have to take my trophies down before I went somewhere. What is this guy doing? Holy moly. I hate it when people slam on their brakes for no reason. You're wondering what's up ahead of them. One great thing about riding in this thing is you're 15 feet above everyone, which means you get to see over the idiot in front of you to see if he's just slowing down for no good reason. Keep your cowboy hat on. Looks like you're in for a good ride. No kidding. So this secretary position is incredibly important in a traditional MC. And it is not as glorious as a sergeant at arms maybe, or a road captain, or a VP, or a president, but it is absolutely crucial as the secretary administers the club's written business. And written business is very crucial in today's world. the secretary will conduct the messaging, and the secretary will convey the messages from other MCs. So in the old days, when you went to an MC's party, you got more than a text message shout out the next day. Hey, we appreciate everybody that dropped by. Deuces. Like, that's not how we did it. And I would love to see the style and pomp and circumstance and tradition come back. I would love to see the days when a secretary would write a letter, and that letter would be read to the whole club. Dear Black Sabbath Nation, San Diego chapter, we're so glad you guys came to hang out with us. Having you at our party was exceptional. It really made us feel like the brotherhood between the clubs really does exist. And we just really can't wait to come support you on your next venture, on your next party. We will be there, and just thank you so much for everything you do. Boy, when someone reads that to you at your meeting, it really gives you a warm fuzzy about the MC that you're friends with. It really makes you feel like, man, those guys really get it, and they really understand, and they really appreciate. I often say letters evoke emotion and letters evoke response, because letters take time to write and they are still formal in our communication. Emails and text messages are just like empty words spoken in the air. They don't take any time to write. They're kind of an offhanded thing. They're general. They don't show love and attention to detail. They don't show care. They don't show respect. Anyone can get a text message or an email. But when you're sending a letter with the club's seal on it and the club's letterhead, signed by the president, authored by the secretary, woo! Boy, that's a, I know it's old school. I know you guys like to talk into your phone. Hey, y'all, holler at you. Get with my people. Peace. I know that's how the young school does it. But try a little bit of that flair and pizzazz. Put that secretary to work putting out club correspondence. You will be amazed at the response you get when they take that letter and read it in front of the whole club. We really appreciate your attendance at the funeral of our brother who passed. Without you there to celebrate his life and all the memories that he brought to you, it just would not have been complete. You send that letter out, secretaries, and watch how your club begins to soar with respect among the other chapters. Take care, Tino Ross. Where am I from? I'm from Oklahoma City. Someone asked me where am I from. I'm from Oklahoma City. Good evening, Black Dragon. Much love from... Hey, Buff, what's up, man? And our MCC here in West Midlands. MCC means they're over in the UK. So 99% motorcycle clubs in the UK are called MCCs, which I gotta find out exactly what MCC stands for. Motorcycle Club, I think. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Nothing like the personal touch. That's right, Al Matthews. Biker Boys was a cool movie. I have a question. Was Smoke thought to be you in the movie? Keep up the great videos. Safe trip home. No, Smoke it was actually named, the movie was written about a true story, and the guy's name was Emmanuel Galloway, I believe. It was Emmanuel, something like that. I think it was Galloway. And I haven't spoken to him in 17 years. And the movie was about him, and his set name is Pokey. And the reason that in the movie his name was Smoke is because Smoke didn't want to be called Pokey. So he had enough sway to convince the director and writer to change his name to what he thought would be much cooler, which was Smoke, but less authentic, because Pokey was the man, and his name was Pokey, not Damn Smoke. And he was a hell of a racer and could show out on that motorcycle. We used to stand and watch him act a fool down Market Street, smoking that back tire a half a damn mile. So his name was Pokey, and it should have gone down in history in the movie Biker Boys as Pokey. So now you know. Did I have any issues at the roundup? The roundup was so fun. It was amazing. The issue that I had, I didn't like the venue. I didn't like spending all this money to go to have it shut down early, because rain shouldn't shut down a venue. But there was a hell of a lot of rain, and it might have shut down any venue. But if we were on a blacktop somewhere, we could have just hung out in our RVs or in our tents. And listen, I didn't always have it the RV way. I've laid in a roundup in a tent with water floating my air mattress. And hey, but I was at the roundup, so that was the only issue, was where it was. If it wasn't hot and dusty and you were eating dust. But I think my bike got a good shower, so it'll be cool when I get it home. Let's see. You got a sub? Blessing. Oh, from Holland. No Surrender MC. Wow. I got a subscriber. I don't, a sub. I don't always know the YouTube terms yet. I have a new subscriber from Holland. That is really cool. Listen, my company has an office in Holland. I went to Amsterdam there a few times to work. And the Schiphol A4 is one hell of an airport. Oh my God. And isn't that, there's a highway out there that goes to the Schiphol? Am I saying it right? And one thing I noticed about Holland that I thought was incredibly interesting is that there were so damn many bicycles. Like, people were riding bicycles like they were driving cars. It was like, bicycles have their own like path. They got their own like road. You don't get in the way of the bicycle guy. People are riding bicycles like the old-fashioned kind. Like, everybody's in shape over there. You get on your bicycle and you ride it 6 miles to work like it ain't nothing. And the way they reclaim the water from the ocean to make real land, you know, like they are the dam people. They make dams. I just had so much fun over there. It was so wonderful to be there. Everybody treated me so great. I stayed in an incredible hotels when I was there. I rode the train. I made the accidental mistake of riding in the first class section with not a first class ticket, which was really interesting because the police came up to me and started speaking to me in the local language, and I had my cowboy hat and stuff on, and I just looked at them. I didn't even know they were cops. I didn't really I didn't see guns on them. I don't remember seeing guns. And they were talking to me in their language, and I just looked at them. I was just staring at them. I didn't say anything, and they got frustrated that I wasn't talking back to them. So I could see them being very frustrated, and I said in English, "I don't understand you." And they immediately took it down 2 steps and then began speaking perfect English. You know, I find it amazing. I was riding on that train, and the lady was speaking German, and then her husband and friends were speaking Dutch, and then they were speaking to the baby in English, and they were carrying on a conversation in several different languages like it wasn't anything. So these guys switch over to English, and they tell me, "You could be arrested." I said, "For what?" "You're riding in the first class section." I said, "Damn it, I knew this was too good to be true, that you guys were going to give away such wonderful seats for just $2. Well, they started laughing and escorted me to the new section, the regular section, which I was like, man, I want to ride in the first class section. I got to ride on the train all over the place. I just had a great time there. So love your city. I thought it was very interesting that people eat mayonnaise on French fries. And they know Americans don't like that, because when the lady asked me did I want mayonnaise, she looked at my face and she immediately said, "Oh, you're an American," and gave me ketchup. Like, ketchup was a hard thing to do. They eat mayonnaise on French fries there. Amazing. But I love every second of it. I love Holland, and I love to go back every opportunity I get. So now that I have friends over there, when I come back, I will make sure to look you guys up. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh my goodness. There's a lot coming across here. Greetings, Thunder. So if the Sergeant at Arms is considered next in line of chain of command instead of the Secretary, what does that mean? What is that very wrong? Oh man, I'm not reading this as easily as I can. It's so small. So how you run your MC is how you run your MC. Traditionally, it is the President, Vice President, Secretary, Sergeant at Arms, Road Captain. Thinking of the Secretary being an administrative position and the Sergeant at Arms being a military or wartime or cop position, you'd put an administrator in first as a leader before you put a secretary in. I mean, before you put a warrior in. Kind of like the Commander-in-Chief is a administrator, not particularly a warrior. We haven't had very many generals who went on to become president. But when I talk about protocol that I know of, and I don't know everything, and I certainly have been wrong and can be wrong. As a matter of fact, in Prospect's Bible, you will find, I gotta go change that. In Prospect's Bible, you'll find the Sergeant at Arms before the Secretary. So for a while, I was doing it that way myself. But when I learned better, I did better. When I learned something new, or when I learned that I was making a mistake, I changed it. So, doesn't mean that you got a bad club. It means that you might not be operating traditionally. And then it just depends on what the club wants to do. Like having a PRO is not traditional, but it definitely is not a bad thing. I recommend it. I think PROs, if they do the kind of job they're supposed to do, are absolutely vital to the club, so vital that I wrote a book about it. However, I wrote in the book, the secretary can do this job too, or the president, or anybody who has PRO skills. You need someone that's going to represent the public relations and manage the club's reputation, and you can put whatever title you want to put on them, just as long as you have someone that can do that. Let's see. Dragon, appreciate you taking the time to speak with me at the Roundup. Listen, I don't care where you are. Roundup, Circle K, QT, 7-Eleven, the show, the movie theater, out to dinner. I'm going to take some time to acknowledge you and speak to you. I'm not some kind of star or anything. I'm Black Dragon. I'm John. I'm an easy guy to get to know. And I love you folks. You guys are my folks. And I'm you guys folks. So there is no Black Dragon YouTube channel without subscribers. There's no author without readers and purchasers of his books. So, damn it, if you took time to buy my book, if I'm driving past you on a highway and I have time, I'm going to stop and sign your book. The last guy, I signed a guy's book yesterday. He drove an hour to meet me at a truck stop on the way. Listen, if you're going to get in your car and drive an hour to see me, you know, it brings tears to my eyes. I'm definitely gonna stop and talk to you and acknowledge you and hug you and tell you thank you. And like I say, you guys make me feel as needed. Old man gets to ramble about what I've seen. Most people don't want to hear old people talk. They're like, oh my God, here he goes. It's another story. So I've been that guy, and as I get older, I'm fortunate enough that people will read what I've written and find some value in it to help them in their motorcycle club lives. And I was always told, if you want to be wealthy, and wealthy doesn't mean money, wealthy means health, friends, and people who love you and people who respect you. And if you want to be wealthy, you need to find a way to do something that makes other people's lives better. And by making this learning process easier for those of us who love this lifestyle, then I'm able to help make your lives better in that way. And I find that everybody that I bless and enrich blesses and enriches me. I was having problems with my RV, and this guy who drove an hour just to have me sign his book, this guy, he happened to know all about RVs and crawled underneath my RV, dropped down on the damn ground, and crawled his ass underneath my RV like it was nothing. In the rain. I'm the one who has to say thank you, not the other way around. What up, John? Iron Kinsman, Prospect Scout here. What's up, man? Get that prospect ship done so we can get that full brotherhood patch on you. I can't wait to see it, man. All right. It's all good, man. You laid out under the sky in a tent years ago. Earned the right to stay in an RV. Some people don't think that. Chuck Gines is calling me a non-biker. He says that I'm not a real biker, and he unsubscribed to my channel. That hurt my feelings. Like, what do you got to do to be a real biker? He said he got 20,000 miles on his motorcycle this year. I did that in the first 4 months of the year, so I don't, first 3 months or something like that. But I took my RV to one roundup, so I'm not a biker anymore. Okay, so how are you guys feeling about this secretary position? Let's see. All good, your live stream on the big screen. Really? At the big screen? On the big screen? I'm on the big screen? In the clubhouse? Wow, got 20 members watching. Hi. Hello. 20 members. How are y'all? Wow. Hey guys! Just, you know, trying to get home. Talking about the duties of the secretary. So, I never got to be a secretary. But, I was so always entranced by our club secretary. The secretary seemed to have the entire pulse of not only the MC, but the MC community in the palm of the hand. It was most amazing to see and hear what other MCs were communicating to us, and to know that other MCs actually cared about us, thought about us, wrote to us, invited us to their events. Back then, you know, people didn't really say, oh, come support my party and spend your money. You felt special to get an invitation to somebody's annual. That was, you know, they wanted everybody to come, but when they sent you an invitation by letter, we invite the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club San Diego Chapter 2. It felt most amazing. So I say unto you, what's up, Disciples MC? Solomon's Disciples MCs? Hail to you, brothers. Salutations from Solomon's Disciple MC, San Antonio, Texas. Thanks for the gospel. Oh wow, you make me blush. The gospel. Yeah, we're just talking here. And much respect for your contributions. Listen, live broadcast stopped. Really? Wow, they just stopped my live broadcast just like that. Man, those haters. I don't know why they stopped the broadcast. They just did. So anyway, maybe that's my cue that it's probably time to go. Trying to get everyone here. I think I enjoy all of your videos. Thank you so much thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate that. Hello from the Netherlands. Hello, Netherlands. Jeffrey Vander Hoek? Or is the E silent or is the O silent? Vander Heek or Vander Hoek? It's good to see you, my friend. Combat Veterans, CVG, Chapter 10. Good to see you, bro. Thank you so much. Ron Parks still with me. Let's see. The other night I was on YouTube and saw a video by a guy named Chuck Gines. He spoke about you, your set name. I think he's so wrong and disrespectful. You are a kind man without even having met you. I don't know. Chuck Gines and I got off to a bad start, I think. He made a lot of assumptions in his video about me that were just simply not true. And he said things that are not true. Things about my club, things about my name, things about what I stand for that are just not true and not worthy of a response, because I don't have anything to prove about who my club is or what color the people are in it or anything like that. Those are silly things to me. What race is smarter than the other race? You know, those are the kind of videos that I've seen on his channel. And he seems like a very bright guy. But you know, his things like his photography is amazing and absolutely accomplished photographer. I know this because I am a photographer and have been one for many, many decades. So his videography skills are amazing. His storytelling is good. He has a passion for what he speaks about. These are all good things. And then he corrupts it with things that I think are absolutely hideous thoughts to have about other people. And especially when those other people are people that are of the skin color of my folks. So, I don't know. Everybody has the right to have a cause. When I went to war to fight, serve in the military, I was also fighting for his right to speak, like I was fighting for anyone else's. So I saw that video, and to me it was full of a pack of lies, misconceptions, misunderstandings, and he's welcome to that. Then we move on and talk about biker stuff. Obviously, the Supreme Lizard people are the most smartest. Do most clubs have a secretary and a treasurer, or is it usually a combined position? So, there are different sets. There's the black set and the white set. And so, I'm not always sure what happens on other sets. You know, there's the UK set and you know, Holy Land set. There's so many different sets out there. And when I first started talking, I was really kind of talking about wow, where am I? Holy moly, I know where I am. So when I first started doing this, I was really just talking about my set. I have learned so much about all of these different sets. So it's hard for me to say what clubs usually do. I try to talk about what I know about traditional motorcycle clubs. On the black set, it is very common to see a business manager, a secretary, and now a PRO. These are very common among 99% bike clubs on the black set. And even though my club has people from all colors, it is still often considered a black MC, and that's not because of me, that's just how a lot of clubs see us and refer to us. So well, I think we've had a good talk about the secretary. I'm going to be going into great detail about the secretary in my book that will be called The Secretary's Bible. I don't have a time frame from when I'm writing that. But it will be probably late this year or early next year. I still have the road captain, vice president, secretary to write, and then I'll write the National President's Bible, and then a few others. I have quite a few books planned. Also, I want to tell you guys that I'm writing history books now. History of motorcycle clubs. So if you want your motorcycle club to be in one of my history books, the pictures of the old times, the old days, the story of when you got started, the stories of who your founders were and things like that. I'm going to be writing those kinds of books for various areas, around the country. So Atlanta, New York, whatever. Your club, about your club. So much of what we do is just not written, and no one from the future will understand who we were or what we did. So Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. Let me know who you are, and give me the people to get in touch with, and I want to write about your club. All right, so that's it for now. I'm almost home. I'm in Atlanta, and I'll be home in just about maybe 20 minutes. And you guys take care. Oh my goodness, there's the varsity right there. That place over there is like 60 years old, and they got food, wonderful food. I can't have that, but the varsity is there. All right, you all, take care, and have a great evening, and continue to get skinny.